And now, after toiling for several hours, totally hours, not at all minutes, I have created a masterpiece, my magnum opus, my hard work, my culmination of my life's effort, and it is going to be absolute and pure cinema for your eyes. How dare you fiends accuse me of not working hard enough on this? You don't understand. It's clearly all your fault, not at all mine. Hello there. One Punch Man is probably an anime that doesn't really need an introduction. I mean, it's probably been all over everyone's For You pages as of late, considering the fact that it has just been constantly made fun of online due to its poor animation quality, and the fact that, as of late and currently, Captain Mizuki has 6 fingers and 3 breasts, and also has a disappearing band-aid, and also has fading fingers, which makes no sense. But, honestly, despite all that, which I think is all bad, it's really sad to see One Punch Man going down in the state of decline. I mean, considering the fact that I was anticipating the 3rd season, I have been anticipating it ever since I finished the 2nd season. You know, I was very, very eager and ecstatic to watch the 3rd season, only to be disappointed by the slideshow of anime and not at all be excited for anything. I have been keeping up high hopes for each new episode, of course. I mean, I kind of just feel like the civilians, you know, and that one area when Moomin Rider was fighting the King of the Sea. You know, holding on to hope, but for no reason. It's not going to happen. And it's disappointing to see that, because One Punch Man is such a popular manga and anime as a whole. The 1st season was stellar. I recently rewatched it and rewatched the 2nd season only to say this. We were lucky, guys, and we didn't even know it. The 1st season is absolutely stellar, incredible animation, incredible team that worked together to make the 1st season. Every fight scene in the 1st season was absolutely stellar. I love the way that everything was animated, and sometimes like with the rough sketches and whatnot. Feeling the rough sketches and the way that everyone moved during the fights, absolutely phenomenal. The fight between Saitama and Boros, absolute cinema. The episodes 7 through 8, which had to deal with the Deep Sea King, phenomenal. Those are like probably my 2 favorite episodes in all of anime as a whole. 2nd season, you know, had a slight decline in quality, a lot of oversaturation, and a lot of weird sound effects, which when I was rewatching it surprised me, because I was kind of bothered by overhearing all the sound effects, which was weird, because I was like, those sound effects are just repeating a bunch, which, you know, isn't a big issue, but even still. 2nd season wasn't honestly that bad, you know, upon rewatching it, because I remember people saying, oh, well, the 2nd season had like a massive dip in quality, and, you know, it just wasn't good. I mean, the 2nd season, yeah, wasn't as great as the 1st, checks out, but it still wasn't bad. It still had its good moments. It still wasn't that bad. I mean, I still like the fights in the martial arts arc. I say martial arts arc. I still like the fight between Garo and Bang, and Garo versus the multiple heroes. Those fights were still good in my opinion. They weren't that bad. Sure, if they had been animated by the same people who worked on Season 1, maybe they would have looked a lot better, but even still, I still think that those fights look great. And then we go to Season 3. Absolute slideshow. It is basically Blue Lock Season 2, but it hurts to watch because Blue Lock, you know, it's an anime about soccer. It's not about fighting. No, this anime is about fighting. The first 6 episodes are literally about talking, which bored me half to death and made me like, damn, I'm really just waiting a week to see people talking in a slideshow. There's hardly any movement, which doesn't feel right because everyone's just standing still, and I feel like most humans would move around when talking and be a little bit more expressive, you know? And also the different color palettes that are used, as if this is like a budget JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't get it. Why do we even need to add that in the first place? You guys could add movement, but then again, this all falls onto Bandai Namco as a whole. I'm not gonna get mad at the animators. I don't think that the animators are just doing a horrible, terrible job. I just blame the company, really, considering that they've been sitting on this IP for a long ass time, haven't done anything with it, and are just now deciding, you know what, let's just do something with it. You guys have a short deadline, work on this. And, you know, everyone has been going insane over this because, well, it's understandably so. It's a great anime, great manga, has a good story, and yet it is being done dirty in the worst means and forms possible. It is having a crappy animation run. It is literally like the horse that is in the first thing on fire, second one is normal, and then the third one is just poorly drawn. It's like a meme, I'll pop it up on screen. But, like, it just feels like that meme. The first season was absolute cinema, the second season was alright, wasn't the worst. Third season is absolute garbage fire. It has, I mean, I don't even say I can't even say it hardly has a moment. I mean, I guess the fight between Thrasher or whatever, the one character that was like gender bent in like one frame against Garo, that fight wasn't that bad, but even still, I didn't really like it all too much. It just felt like very lackluster. But then again, everything in the third season feels lackluster, as if it just looks and feels like Invincible animation mixed with Blue Lock, which I guess you could say is the same thing, just PNGs just dragged across the screen. Which is unfortunate, because One Punch Man deserves more than that. You know, it's kind of like, imagine Dragon Ball being animated but PNGs. Then Dragon Ball wouldn't be popular, I guarantee you that, because Dragon Ball is all about the fights. One Punch Man is about fights and story. If you don't have good fights, then the story's going to carry it, and if the animation's poor, then the fights aren't going to be good. Like, the fights are probably going to be a lot better in the manga, and those are still, like, that's not exactly a movement. Compared to anime, which is literally animated, that's movement. And you're going to tell me that a manga panel is going to contain more quote-unquote movement than a literal anime is. I don't know. I just think the whole situation with One Punch Man Season 3 is a little sad and disappointing to see, considering that One Punch Man literally deserves a lot better. It truly does. Hopefully, you know, with Season 8, or sorry, not Season 8, jeez. Episode 8, maybe it'll bump up in quality, but I once again am acting like one of the civilians from Episode 8 of Season 1. Clinging on to hope when they see Moomin Rider about to fight the Deep Sea King, despite knowing that, oh well, he's gonna lose. But who knows, maybe Saitama will show up at the end of the day and like become stellarly animated. But yeah, until then, see you guys.